Hello and welcome back to the Finish Line and Talking Points, our weekend review show. So tonight it's only myself and Tom. Dave is probably still out. Oh, he's actually in. Well, Dave, you lazy bastard, wouldn't he come over?
He's in the chats, like he's in the comments here, and he won't be on the show. Like,
he's probably still crying.
He's getting a bit too big for his boots, I reckon, these days. You know,
up the day, yeah.
Let's talk about the match. It wasn't great from a Waterford perspective, was it?
Oh, let's be honest, we got absolutely battered. We got mauled. It was like throwing a light heavyweight in with a heavyweight champion in the world and just getting better around the place.
Yeah. Limerick are very, very, credit to them, they are exceptional.
They made us look very amateurish. Their defense was phenomenal. Their bloody attacking was on point. They rarely missed anything. They just outplayed us, outbattled us, out-tactic. This is us.
Yeah. Well done, Limerick. If there's any Limerick people watching the show, well done. You were much better than us today. So,
anyway, on to matters at hand. Four-legged kind. Before we start, the one that Mayor's making her debut tomorrow at 8 at 12:55.
She is. Shauna Auzek makes her Pimlico Racing Island debut tomorrow. Really, really looking forward to it. I was just going through. It's on here. There's a few tasty mares in this. Is our problem.
Just a few.
Now, Royal Illusion runs for Willie. Joseph's Horse for Jigginstown. Castra Vetera has won only won the free bumpers. And then Delvino as well won a bumper at Down Royal. And Rosie's Hollow is the other one for Jonathan Sweeney and JP McManus. So there's a few in it, but look, there's 20 runners. Let's just hope she can run a nice race, jump around and show us a bit of promise. And I'm fairly confident she's going to do that. So
I'm very looking forward to it now. I'm absolutely cracking. We can't go up. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like,
yeah, it's a shame, really, isn't it? You know, it's all like it's outside. You don't need to be inside. It's just frustrating. But that was what I was looking at. Was this race has been run for the past 2 years, and the winners have been Relegate and Yukon Lille. So,
and soon to be Shauna Auzek.
Yeah. Well, if we can add our name to that list, we'll be doing very well. So
the dream will be alive. We will be heading to Cheltenham then for sure.
Okay, Andrew, even I'll admit this. If she wins tomorrow, we're probably going to Cheltenham.
Yes.
Yeah.
Move on quick before you change your mind.
No, a promising run. And you know, it's her first run over hurdles. If she can pick up her jump in and jump well and run a nice race, we'll be happy.
Oh, look, I just hope she gets around, gets home safe, and runs a decent race.
That's it. Once she shows some promise over hurdles tomorrow, she's won 5 in the flat. We know she's got lots of ability. So, be fine. Not worried about her at all.
Right, move on to matters at hand for the week that happened. Right, we start off. Captain Guinness came back from his little issue we had. Made, I say, a decent enough start over hurdles. Anything to worry Shishkin right now? Probably not. But it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I thought it was a good run. I doubt he was drilled too hard at home before that. So, no, a good run from him, and hopefully he can improve on that and go forward, and hopefully his heart keeps ticking right, unlike Goshen.
Yeah, we get on to Goshen in a few minutes, but yeah, it's promising. I still hold my bets. I didn't cash out on anything. I'm happy enough that he'll play a hand in it, but he'll need to improve a bit more. Probably, as you said, he wasn't wound up at all. So,
yeah, I would be worried about him. It's glad to see him complete and you know, win was a bonus, I'd say. So, yeah, happy days for him. Onwards and upwards.
Right, next we move on to Cheltenham and Friday. We go through one or two on Friday. The cross country.
I thought you'd start with that
one. Oh wait, Tom, we get on to your one after. What about some Nick put in some performance? I liked him after his first one at Punchestown. Like jumping the last, I was thinking, second place, yeah, how bad? Each way money. But he got up on the line. He jumped very awkwardly at a few of the obstacles, and I think he'll come on again for that. Is he going to play a hand at the festival? I think he actually will. He's 25 to 1 in the place. He needs to jump better going around her, but the engine is there, the talent is there. It's a strange year with Tiger Roll. Probably will he come? Won't he come? Easy Lands will probably turn up, all being well. So you're probably fighting for a second and third place, which I think he's more than capable of doing so.
Yeah, he's a horse who had a lot of ability when he was younger. I know they liked him a lot at Willys. So, if he's taken to this, which he obviously has, I could definitely see him. He'd be your one. I was talking to a couple of lads about the each way extra market on Bet365 for Shauna, as we call her, tomorrow. That might be the angle if you wanted to bet. And I'd say the same with some Neck come to the festival. He's not going to be overly popular because he's trained by John McConnell, and he's probably going to be ridden by Ben Harvey now, and he's going to be 10. But, you know, if you wanted to back him for 5 or 6 places, I could see him filling one of those. Yeah,
he's one definitely for Bet365 Denmarkers, which I need to get on myself, to be honest, because I would have been one for the nice staying on 5th tomorrow, hands and heels.
Something like that would be nice. The forgotten one.
Ride.
Yeah, look,
it's going to be.
She'd be trying for her life anyway. Like we just care about winning. If we can win tomorrow, fantastic. You might never win again, you know. Take your victories when they're there available for you. So,
like he's going to improve. Like the bother, which some people might think is a problem with. We go back to some Neck is at the festival. It's going to be level weights. But the thing, as you said, he was a decent horse for Willie Mullins, so he's talented. He's not like a horse that's had to lose in his way a lot and just had to be thrown over the easy sea. Can he come back to any sort of form? He's interesting going forward anyway for me.
I thought the amount of money for the forgotten one was insane.
It was.
I didn't see this race until afterwards. I was, full disclosure now, I've been watching a lot of replays this evening. We had our menu tasting for our wedding down at the hotel this weekend.
Hotel? That was a mansion you're in. Tom sent us a video now, and I swear to God, the video he sent us of the room, it took like 3 minutes to get through the video.
They upgraded us, right? So we got an upgrade because it was our wedding tasting for free. And then when we got there, it's Siobhan's birthday next week. And we told them, and they upgraded us again. So they upgraded us to like a grand suite. It was ridiculous. It was like an apartment, but like in an old manor house. It was just insane. We looked it up, and it's 550 quid a night. It's like, it's mentally insane. So shout out to Casamata. Very, very good spot if you're ever looking for somewhere to stay. Just on that, Andrew, I text you and Dave. We told our wedding planner on Saturday afternoon that we wanted a plasma screen TV in the room of our drinks reception to play Cheltenham on. The woman's face, I'd say she's heard some interesting requests for weddings before, and I think this outdid it. She was like, oh, okay, and looked at Siobhan, and Siobhan was like, yeah, no, it's fine.
Just do it. Shut up, woman. Do your job and get the plasma screen.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, we can do that. That's fine. And then I proceeded to tell her that all of the timings have got to be moved around like the races at Cheltenham.
So first course will come out straight after the World Cup.
Yeah.
Then after the county hurdle, whatever's next.
The Fox Hunters. She was on about the timing for the ceremony, and I was like, right. So I think we're going to miss the county hurdle. I think that's the one we're going to miss. And this woman was looking at me like, what?
Priorities, woman.
Yeah. So, no, looking forward to that. But that was good. So I didn't see this until afterwards. And I looked up the result. I could not believe he went off 7-2 and travelled very well. Just didn't look to get home, really. Truth be told, he wears a hood and yeah, he just didn't look to get home, which was a shame because his pedigree suggested that he would. But he's very interesting. If you follow French racing, keep an eye on him. I presume he go back to France now. And yeah, do definitely keep an eye on him in France. He'll win some nice races over there.
He ran very well up to a point. He made a few mistakes as well. He belted one or two that knocked him backwards, but definitely one to keep on the right side of.
I've got to give Nat a shout out as well. So Nat bought the forgotten one, and he also bought Madeira Mist, who won on Friday as well, who became Tim's second winner at Cheltenham, 33-1, absolutely bolted up. So fair play to the guys who own that.
Well done, that. Right, move on to the Novice Chase. Chantry House absolutely bombed out. We kind of wanted to surprise that Fusa Raffles actually won because he coming on the back of a pulled up effort at the old course last time, where he went off 11-10 favourite, the one that Eldorado Allen won. Lieutenant Rocco was second, who I think is an absolute shoo-in for a handicap down the road. But that blows up, that just puts a stamp on how much clearer some of the Irish horses are to stay in Novice Chasers over in England. And Thomas Rosen. So while Tom tries to get his sound fixed, see now, Dave, if you were here now, this wouldn't happen. We could still talk and you could put me out of a hole, but you're being a little fucker. Chantry House absolutely bombed out, and like his jumping was all right. Nico gave him an okay ride, but Tom is definitely gone now. But Lieutenant Rocco was the one I took out of the race. He moved from Colin Tisdale's last year. Hold up, he's back now. 2 seconds.
This Wi-Fi is atrocious. It's absolute. I'm just texting herself now.
We're still going anyway.
What's that?
We're still going.
Yeah.
We were talking about Chantry House, and I talking to myself like an absolute tool here.
I just see everyone laughing at you talking to yourself.
Hey, look, I do it a lot. But yeah, Tossin Chantry House, surely not a horse that you want to be following at all. I didn't like him at all.
Yeah, was really pleased with him the first day, and that was an odd race, that, because I don't know. I thought he was going to come back and win at one stage. I thought Fusa Raffles was well beat. I thought the thing in front was a certainty down at one stage as well. Really, really weird bloody race. But yeah, no, it was disappointing from Chantry House. It probably cements Envoy Allen's position, doesn't it, even more?
Yeah.
I think Chantry House the second favourite in that race, and yeah,
turn off this bloody heater. It's bloody roasting. Keep going.
Is like, I don't know, is Fusa Raffles now the one who's going to put it up to him? You would kind of hope, I think, that Envoy Allen and him. So yeah, no, it's a bad enough division.
If he's the only challenger to Envoy Allen, it's absolutely atrocious. Like, he's going to absolutely he's lapped a lot. Yeah, Lieutenant Rocco though. What?
What's that?
Like, you broke up there with your top class internet.
Did you just say the horse in first?
The horse in first?
Adagio.
No? Who the hell is Adagio?
No, no, Adagio won the juvenile trial for David Bipe and Tom Scudamore, and I thought he was quite impressive.
He was.
Whether he's up to winning... Yeah, whether he's up to actually winning a triumph, I'm not sure, but maybe he's a Boodle's horse. He was impressive, to be fair to him.
Yeah. Yeah, he was decent enough. Done a well, big strong horse for a 4-year-old. He looks an improver. Right, on to the Caspian Caviar Gold Cup.
We underbid him actually at that year.
Really?
He was bought out of a claimer in France for 25 grand. Yeah, we put in a claim for 20. So.
Fuck's sake, Tom.
Unluckily, but there we go. Caspian Caviar Gold Cup. This was good.
Andrew was drunk and Dave is frozen. I'm actually not drunk at all. That's actually coffee. It's gone now. But Caspian Caviar Gold Cup. Mick Winters, absolute legend, rolling in the muck at Cheltenham after winning. Chatham Street lad, absolutely bolted up. We touched on him on the preview about just in the fact that he's bringing them over is a good sign. And the week before, he was saying, I don't like travelling. I'm not going over to Cheltenham. Boom, 6 days later, look who's at Cheltenham with a horse. Anyway, decent effort.
That's trainers for you, really, isn't it? But he absolutely bolted up this horse, didn't he?
Yeah. Sluiced him. He just came out of nowhere and absolutely powered away. And it was a decent field that he beat.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. And I saw the excellent Graham Rodway of the Racing Post. Really knowledgeable, insightful man. If you want to read about horse racing, go search Graham Rodway. Putting this up as, it's probably a fluke, probably won't happen again. It's like, mate, the horse has clearly improved for going chasing. He's now after a 463-day break. He's 3 out of 4 over fences. He's absolutely annihilated them. Like, I watched this again today, and Darragh O'Keefe is turning into the straight. He's taking a pull. Like, he's literally taking him back as they turn into the straight at Cheltenham. Like, that's insane. Off a mark of 141, that's that annihilated now anyway. He's run to a race supposed rate of 163. But like, you know, or like, I don't know, people probably don't judge this horse. People aren't going to judge this horse as they should because Mick Winters trains him. You can't understand the word he's saying. He's rolling around. He's taking the piss. He's saying he doesn't like travelling. But he's a bloody good trainer.
He's a very good trainer.
Look at the horse he's had.
Rebel Fitz.
Yeah, exactly. He had Rebel Fitz. And what was the mare on the flat that won?
Oh, Miss United.
Miss United. If he gets a good horse, he can train it. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. So I think this guy is smart.
Like, it was 15 lengths back to the third, and it was 12 back, or 15 lengths back to the second, 12 back to the third. And then the rest of them were kind of in a bunch, and then 6, it was 10 lengths back again. Like, it was a proper demolition job. He's like clearly talented. They said they were worried about his jumping. It's all right, like around there. There was never a point where he thought he was going to fall. I watched it back, and I just watched him going around the whole way. And as you said, like Darragh O'Keefe was taking a pull coming down. He got him in between horses coming to the second last, and he was still sitting there taking the pull. Jumped the second last, took more lengths out, jumped the last, and absolutely powered away from him. As you said, he's definitely going to go underrated because of Mick Winters. He's not a fool, lads. He might talk like one because he's in the back arse of Cork somewhere that just have their own language. He's a very good trainer. He, as Tom said, he used to train Miss United, who got pipped in an Ascot Gold Cup. Rebel Fitz, who won countless bloody good races. He knows how to train horses, and he has a decent one that ran last weekend as well over hurdles. He's well able to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He's very well able to do it when he's got a good one. And I'm interested to see where they go. I can't see what mark he gets. Because
I think
if you do a handicap you want to do, you could absolutely destroy this horse.
What? I didn't get a word of that.
Crap. No, I was just saying I'm really interested to see what handicap mark he gets, because if you're the UK handicapper and you take that literally, you could absolutely destroy. You could put him up 16 pounds, I'd say, if you wanted to.
Oh, minimum. He's going to absolutely hammered.
You could absolutely destroy him if you wanted to.
His days and handicaps are gone, I'd say.
And that's what I'm getting to is his days and handicaps could nearly be gone if he goes up. If they did put him up 16 pounds, that'd be up to 157. He's a Ryanair horse then, isn't he?
Yeah, surely.
So yeah, really interested to see what handicap mark he gets.
Moving on to probably not even the highlight of the weekend, probably the highlight of the year. The horse that couldn't gallop, the horse that couldn't run, has won a Grade 2 hurdle at Cheltenham, the Albacore Bartlett trial. Make Good has become a cult hero. Tom, well played, sir. Well played.
Look, if you told me this was going to happen, I just said there's more chance of me winning the bloody lottery. I don't know. I saw this horse when he ran at Dundalk over a mile or two, and he stayed on. And then I thought I knew what they were doing with him, and they landed a bit of a gamble. They got their money out of him, and then they ran him over hurdles a couple of times, and he looked a bit piggy finishing second. And I said, it's probably him now. To be fair, he'll probably win a race over hurdles, and that's about it. But by God, he's gone on, hasn't he? And as I say, I'll be the first to hold my hands up. I haven't backed him, but I haven't needed to. It was like a few of the lads were asking me, am I backing the mare tomorrow? I'm like, no, because I don't need to. Like, I'll be delighted if she wins, and the money won't matter. And it's a bit like that with Make Good. I'm just delighted he's going on, really, and he's making a name for himself. So yeah, no, he's bloody good, wasn't he?
He absolutely bolted up. Like, I hadn't a penny on him either, but I was sitting down in the sitting room watching him, and I was absolutely buzzing that he was powering up the hill.
Yeah,
like
I did not see that coming. Hands up.
It's the proper rags to riches story.
Yeah.
And
now, without knocking him, that is not the best Grade 2. Like, a Grade 2 in Ireland over 3 miles for novices this time of year wouldn't be nowhere near the top rated. Would be 137. It wasn't the best race in the world, but he has gone and absolutely destroyed them again. And again, his handicap mark is going to be very, very interesting in the UK. They're not going to want to let that lad into a handicap very easily at all. So, I
doubt he's going to get in the handicap after that. He was, what was it? His last run was over 2 miles over hurdles, was it? And he stepped up. It was 2 mile 2-2 or something like that. And he stepped up to 3 miles. And the further he went, the better he was going. He hit the hill and he just absolutely sprinted away. There was no stopping him whatsoever. He hit the line very strongly. And if you look back bar last year, the horses you want for a slog in the Albacore bar last year, obviously, is a horse that's had to run in a lot, be it the flat, be it over hurdles. And he's kind of starting to fit the bill. And he's coming under the radar a bit.
It's true. If he runs in a Bartlett, he'll be a wild price.
He's 25 right now.
Yeah, and I wouldn't see him as much shorter than that on the day, because I think he'd get lapped in Ireland in a Grade 1 for novices over 3 miles, to be honest. To be honest, I think he would. But then you go back to Cheltenham, it's all different, isn't it? So,
a few of the lads are on it. Like, Robbie's on 100, which is an absolutely unbelievable price. Look, we're all after catching on to this horse. It got us through lockdown, the arguments between the whole lot of us, but he's after
some of the best quotes were, I think, he can't even gallop. He's the worst horse I've ever seen. And then every time, and I was going to do it to you and Dave, but then I was like, no, I won't be that harsh about Goshen, because every time this happened, every time Make Good was running, the two of you would be like, you're finally giving up on him now, aren't you? And I'm like, no, there's a day in this, lad. I was just so funny. But No, fair play to the horse. Never in a million years. John McConnell's done some job with him. Never in a million years I think that'd happen.
Look, if he wins, it'll be the biggest story of 2020 going into 2021. It'll absolutely. If he wins, I'd probably cry. Right, moving on. International hurdle. Goshen is properly gone. He had a defibrillated heart apparently after the race, but look, we get on to the winner first. Song for Someone, put up by Emma Kennedy as a snap. Got up on the line. I say he got up on the line. He held off the challenge of Silver Streak in the end. Look, it more or less turned into a goddamn bumper, didn't it? It was a minute and a half before they actually jumped the hurdle, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Goshen ran like a goat, to be fair. Like, he had his head carriage high, he was hanging, and you knew there had to be something wrong with him because horses don't run like that generally. Yeah. I'm glad they have found something wrong with him. I hope they can get it right. I'm just looking, he went off 6-4.
Yeah.
Like, that's just mental. Yeah, 6-4. I mean, we were saying at 2-1, 9-4, would we back him? And I was saying probably not at that price. He went out to 11-4, and I probably would have backed him at that. But 6-4 is crazy short. They all finished in a heap then in this, and it's not solid form for me.
Even, do you know the way they finished in the heap? And they had, do you know if, like, obviously they knew a few minutes before the race that the bloody hurdles were getting dialed off. Why can't you just take the hurdles up and move them and avoid the whole weaving in and out of hurdles? It obviously is going to affect some of the horses going if they have to kind of go off course, come back on course instead of running a straight and true line. I think if it was round in a straight and true line, there would have been a different winner.
Just think we need to stop pandering to fucking ITV and run it at times that suit us. Why are we running these races at these graded races at Cheltenham at times to suit ITV? You know, I know we've got to have terrestrial coverage, but what's wrong with having terrestrial coverage in the morning? You look at France, and they Post started today at 11:10. Yeah. Like, if we're gonna have a problem with the sun, and we know that, what's the problem with doing that? Why aren't we running the graded races first? You know what I mean? Like, you've got. I mean, it was a very good card at Cheltenham, but you've run the grade 2 novice hurdle for Make Good, and then the grade 2 international hurdle as the second and third last races. You know, why aren't we starting at 11 o'clock and we're finished at bloody. We could be finished at 2 if we wanted to. In reality,
there wasn't a problem with it the day before. They started at 11:30. So why couldn't they move everything back a half an hour or an hour?
ITV it's purely to fit around ITV. We're pandering to it, and I know why. I know that terrestrial TV coverage is important to racing, but move the coverage. Look at the Formula One races that are all around the world, and they could be on at all different times. Football matches could be on at different times. You know, why does racing have to be on a Saturday afternoon from 1 to 3 on ITV? Like, why can't it be on in the morning?
It's ridiculous in a way that, like, right, they want it on a good time, like at peak times. But if you're going to run races at peak times, but then you have, for instance, the international hurdle, where the international hurdle race suddenly becomes the international flat race, whereas hurdles dialed off everywhere, and there's same as Aintree a few weeks ago, or was it the whole fences in the straight were taken out. It suddenly becomes not very interesting whatsoever. It comes like a bog standard flat race. You see him jump 6 fences in a 3-mile chase. It's not going to entice people to come back and watch. That's my point, and it's probably what you're getting at.
Yeah, I think it's crap, to be honest. And I think, I'm a racing fan, and I want to see those races over fences or over hurdles, and I'm happy to have them moved for ITV's coverage, or ITV needs to be flexible or something.
I think they hold too much power, way too much power.
We pander, and it's like I saw someone put this up about like racehorse owners at the minute. So, in what sport are owners of horses expected to source and buy the horse, source and buy the product that races, pay for it to be trained, pay for it to be run, and then what are we getting back out of it? You're getting in Ireland, it's not too bad. In the UK, you're getting shit prize money. You can't go to the race course. They're now allowing 2,000 fans back into the race course in England, but only 4 owners per horse can go. Like, they shouldn't sell any tickets until they've got a quota of owners who want to go to the races.
That's a fair point.
Like, it's just my opinion. Owners are the ones that plow, and like Andrew, like you're seeing now as well. And I get the bills from trainers, and we've gone and bought horses relatively cheaply. It's so much money. It is so much money, and we get nothing out of it. And then you look at the bookmakers, who are making an absolute cream out of it, and arguing about how much they have to put back in. Like why isn't there like a levy for owners that so much more should be put into prize money?
That's what
there should be money taken off whoever is taking out. So you've got owners putting in, and then you've got people taking out for profit. And all that you get is prize money if your horse runs well. There should be more put in. There should be a certain amount of that money that's taken from bookmakers, and it's not even just bookmakers. It's anything that's benefiting from horse racing, and it needs to be given back to the owners in some respect, because you run around in the UK for $2.5-3 grand. It's a joke. You take your percentages out of that because you only get 75%. And that doesn't cover a month's training. So to cover your horse's training bill for the year, you've got to win 9 races, basically.
It's becoming at a stage where there's going to be less and less people coming back into racing. Like, even over lockdown now, that's after getting rid of a load of owners. And as you say, where's the levy going to come from? What do they need to do? They need to change it drastically. Like, running around Wolverhampton, Dundalk for $2.5 grand, it's not going to cover anything. It'll barely cover the day's bloody fees, getting the horse to the track, getting him back, getting the vet before the races, his shoes done, everything. That's barely that covered. The prize money here compared to, as you know yourself, France is absolutely scandalous. They need to work off
France
a system.
is just meant. And do you know what they're doing in France? They docked it by 25% because they said, we don't have the money because of COVID and whatever. And they're going to do a review at the end of the year. And if they have enough money, they're going to top back up all of the prize money. So we're in a position now, the money that Zoffany Bay has won could get topped up again. It's just mental like that. Where would that happen? Wouldn't happen here or in the UK anyway.
Like that, there has to be a stage where people all get together and say, this is not good enough. We're not getting anything back out of it, but yet we're pumping thousands upon thousands into it. Like, it's all right for the likes of Magna and Coolmore and all the sheiks and all that, putting hundreds of thousands into it, because they have the money to do it. But for the lower rated horses that are running in Dundalk or run our hurdles around Tramore, places like that, the prize money is not good enough. The horses need... The owners need an incentive to keep the horse in training. If the horse is getting finished in 3rd or 4th and getting a couple of €100, that's not good enough whatsoever. There's no incentive to keep horses in training, and it's going to affect the industry in the long run.
Yeah. Anyway, rant over about that one.
Yeah. I actually forgot on Friday we didn't cover the Peterborough Chase. I forgot to do that, so we'll do that now. Mr. Fisher. Look, I don't really like him, but he done it well. He beat Kalashnikov, who's much just now, and Clondalk Castle back in 3rd. Is he after showing his hat back in for any of the festival race?
I don't know about that. It was very good to see him back, though, and back to the kind of level I thought he could run at, and I think Nicky does as well. And it was also good to see some of that Paddy Power form getting reversed. And, it's kind of sticking my head on the line, saying, my neck on the block, saying that I'm happy to throw out some of those runs for those better horses because they just all ran too bad to be true. This lad actually pulled up that day. So yeah, I mean, I'm obviously getting to simply the bets, and all is not lost on him, I don't think yet. So, but no, Mr. Fisher was good. It's probably handicaps he's looking at though, isn't it? So,
yeah, he's that touch off a grade one. Like, what was he? That was 2 mile 3. So he's looking at Ryanair. He's not going to touch anything in the Ryanair realistically.
Yeah, he needs to improve again, but it's not impossible for him to. So.
Yeah, sure. I think he's a horse that kind of needs his own way up by the top, not to get past or go his own pace and then just pick up off it. I think if like the likes of Min and Apliotard and whoever else at the top, he'd be a running on bloody 7th, I'd say, at best. I can't have him whatsoever. I think Clondalk Castle ran well for a way. He didn't travel really that well. He ran on again at the end. I think the ground wasn't to his liking, but he's not up to it either. But what do you think, Kalashnikov? Much of a
yeah, I thought he ran well. Again, yeah, he'll mix it in those good handicaps, won't he? Yeah,
he's one that I think could actually pop up in one of the handicaps. He has form in it. Like he won the Betfair hurdle at Haydock before a few weeks before he came second in Supreme. He has form, but he's not the best jumper in the world. But look, he could. He's one you could actually try back over hurdles as well because he's kind of as limit over fences as it looks. But look, we'll move on. 1 or 2 in Ireland. Size and Potsy absolutely looked like not a grade 1 horse, but a grade 2, 3 horse in the handicap. Absolutely, I say bolted up. He turned in for home. Absolutely pulled about 10 lengths clear. Idling come to the second last. I think he's a good horse, and I think he's one to keep. I liked him last year. I thought he was a big, nice 2 mile chaser. I thought he would only be a good handicapper. But his second behind Felix Dagey as well is kind of showing that he's a decent horse, and I think there'll be some good races to pick up with him.
Didn't see it. I'm not going to lie, I didn't see that one.
Every fence unbelievable. He's going to win something deadly. Do you see front view before I get onto it?
Yeah, I had a nice little bet on front view. I saw the money coming, so I said, okay, might be interested in him today, and
I might be interested at Cheltenham as well.
Yeah, he wants to step up and trip, I'd say.
He done everything in his power to lose that race. Right.
The horse in that race as well, by the way, Donkey Years. Keep an eye on him.
Who?
Donkey Years. Eric
Donkey
McNamara, JP. Keep an eye on Donkey Years. He's got ability, that horse.
Right. That's kind of our look back of the week. There wasn't much happened. So, Tom, performance of the weekend before we get on to all the comments from the lads.
Oh, Jesus. I hadn't even thought about this. Performance of the weekend. Well, sorry, Tony. It's got to be one horse, hasn't it? Chatham Street Lad from Midwinters. Yeah. And closely followed by Make Good.
Jesus Christ above me heart. So, my performance of the weekend, Tom on Saturday night with Siobhan. Well done, Tom. Good lad.
Jesus Christ.
I'm telling the truth. But no, Make Good. Make Good, unbelievable. He's after turning me around. I love him. Right.
Question. We got someone who disagrees with our timing. Sid doesn't agree with us.
Where are we now?
You need to go up a little bit.
Sid. Jesus, how far up am I going?
Not too far. 8:38. Yeah.
Spectators, go on, go for it.
And he said, Sid says, spectators won't be interested in a card that starts in the morning. Very low percentage of meetings are effective with hurdles and fences being dulled off. I'm sure if you got the stats out, I am sure that there would be a low percentage. However, at these key meetings, and I don't mind it for a maiden hurdle somewhere. I don't mind it for a 0 to 100 handicap hurdle. But for graded races, I think we've got to do everything in our power to get the fences jumped and the hurdles jumped. And if we know the times that the sun doesn't just appear there. We know exactly what time to the second, basically, the sun is going to be at what position in the sky. And unless it's raining, you'll be able to see it.
On that even, like, we have so much of a long-range forecast. You can kind of predict if it's going to be a good day, if it's going to be a cloudy day, if it's going to be raining. So you can work it around about a week in advance. So there's no really excuse on it.
And I don't agree with the morning thing. I'm not talking about 8 a.m. now or anything. I'm talking about like 11 a.m. It happens in France all the time. They do it over there. You look at the cricket. The cricket starts very early and goes on all day, and people love that. Owners go to trainers' yards to see their horses, and they're in there at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the morning. I think it'd be fine.
It's people will say like it's racing that we're getting to see for free that we'd have to pay for usually, but then it's fair enough if it's on ITV1, but majority of the time it's on ITV4. So there's no problem moving around stuff for ITV4 because it's usually just replays of some 1965 bloody FA Cup final back then, because there's nothing really on it bar that. So there's easily a way to get around it, and with the long range forecast, it can be sorted out. There's no two ways about it.
I saw another comment there saying like TV companies and spectators push out the time they don't want racing at 11 a.m. and that is 100% why it happens. But bugger them, to be honest.
Like, speaking
we're looking at. So, is that a good enough reason that you should have a horse to grade 2 that all the fences and hurdles aren't jumped because the TV guy or the spectator wants to turn up? I'm just not. No, I'm not okay with that, to be honest. But is it going to change anytime soon? No. So, but that's just my opinion on it.
Like, speaking from my point of view, would it affect me? Like, would I want to see it at 11 o'clock in the morning? On a Saturday, yeah. What else would you do on a Saturday morning if you're not working? Especially in the middle of winter. If it's pissing out, if it's cold, like, you're not going to go out and, like, you go out for your walk in the morning, you come back, you have a cup of tea, and you're sitting down watching racing by 11 o'clock, and it's over by, 3? Then you're sitting there watching the Premiership. Like, there's a lot of ways around it. Right, next question. We'll have a make good question. Tom and Andrew, how much of a shout would you give Make Good in the Albert Barrel? Also, can you get your head around him winning a grade 2? Tom?
No, I can't get my head around him winning a grade 2. I think it's bonkers. I'm delighted he has, but no, I think it's bonkers. Look, I could see him maybe running around outside of the places anyway. There's going to be grade 1 horses to beat him, but yeah, we'll see. Like, he's improving, lads. He hasn't stopped improving yet. So let's not rule him out straight away. But I think he'll find something to beat him.
Probably yes, there's something to beat him. But on an average Albert Bartlett year, could you rule him out confidently? Not a hope in hell. That was his first run over 3 miles. Who's to say he's not going to improve again for his amount of, like, his first 6 races, he was just not trying. He was as big as a fool. He was like, the hurdles. Hurdles are at the scene to kind of making him, like, as you said, a comment you said, you're surprised he's not after kind of falling out of love after being thrown out the back a few times. But look, I can't get my head around when he came up past who was Ask a Honeybee, kind of Richard Johnson just literally pushing him. I literally said, okay, I can't believe this thing is winning the Grade 2. Look, stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have happened. Just while you're looking for the next question, I think there's some good ones a bit further up now, Andrew. Mark has a good one. But a couple of just on the still back onto the times thing. Like Cheltenham did start at 11:30 on Friday. We're not arguing over a long amount of time here. We're arguing about maybe an hour or half an hour, and then rearranging the races. So a lot of it is about sponsorship. But if you don't have the owners, you don't have the horses. So.
Which comment you on about from Mark now? About Tornado Flyer?
No, Mark mentioned Dara O'Keefe, I think.
Oh, I was on that, no. 2 seconds. It more or less said, do you rate Dara O'Keefe? If I can't find it.
8:45. Mark Smith said, lads, do you think Dara O'Keefe is a jockey to watch out for? He's a young lad with so much potential. Do you agree? And yes, the answer is he's been very good. JP has been very quick to use him in Ireland. Great to see him getting the opportunity for Mick Winters. And yeah, he's a jockey on the up, I think.
Yeah, the chances he's been getting, he's been doing very well with him. And to win on a big Saturday card at Cheltenham is only going to do him a lot of favours. Like, what's he claiming? 5? Is he claiming?
Is he not 3 now, or does he even claim?
I don't know. I'm not sure off the top of my head. That's why I was asking.
Hang on, I'm checking now. He's definitely not 5 anyway. He's definitely 3, if anything.
He's very good though. He's for his age.
No, he's lost his claim.
Lost his claim. He's very good. Right, on to another one. One from Tom Johnson. Which festival race from this year do you think is working out the best form-wise? I think by 100 million miles, the Albacore Bartlett.
Looks like it at the minute, doesn't it?
Yeah, like you're at
I think everyone said like those 4 horses are all really nice horses, and they are showing it this year.
Like if Monkfish have to win and Latest Exhibitions have to win and Time Hills have to win and Fury Roads have to win. They're all after winning again, and they're winning well. It's as we said when on the review of the Cheltenham Festival, it's probably the best Albacore Bartlett ever run.
Yeah, I'd say so. Andrew, 8:44. Ken Hickey has got a good question.
8:44. Ken Hickey. 2 seconds. Where the hell is it? 8:44. There we go. How far behind are the English handicappers compared to the Irish? Will the English handicapper lump a load on Irish horses for Cheltenham? The rule of thumb, probably yes. That's what usually happens. They get an extra, 5 to 7 pounds, really, isn't it?
Something like that. Yeah, it is all down to the handicapper, which makes it a bit subjective. I reckon this year they are going to get annihilated.
Oh,
after what's happened the last few years, I reckon horses coming over that look. What'll be interesting, right, is the let's call them unexposed horses, who haven't maybe won this year, and it's going to be interesting to see how much the UK handicapper wants to penalise them. I reckon they're gonna penalise all of the Irish handicappers as much as they possibly think they can get away with without it making it look like they've done it.
But how can they do that? Because they're going to do them. There's a lot of well handicapped horses. Is it the fact that they're well handicapped, or they're just more or less better horses? Do you know what I think? People say that we put up a lot more Irish horses than English ones. And I'd say the reason for this is coming to Cheltenham is over here, it's more competitive and the horses are more streetwise when they go to Cheltenham. Even in the graded races, they're all running against each other. There's none of these penalty kick grade ones like at the big festivals, all the big horses turn up. Like over Christmas, you're going to see all of them go against each other. You have the Dublin Racing Festival, then they're all going to go against each other. They're streetwise, they're more hardy, for the lack of a better word. It's the same with the handicappers. They're all going to run against each other. They're going to be much of a muchness till they get to Cheltenham. And you can always pick out one or two, like Side of Burley, prime example. You can always pick out the ones that are going to be well in. But yeah. Hold up now. Any more? I had one there. Let's go find Miko race. Was shocking.
Yeah, there's a lot of good horses in Ireland. Like you look at the mega yards, as you want to call them. You've got Willie Mullins with hundreds of horses, Joseph O'Brien, hundreds of horses, Gordon Elliott, hundreds of horses, Henry de Bromhead's got a massive yard. And then you've got lots of other smaller trainers who have got their couple of nice horses, and they are trainers who are well able to train as well. There's lots of horses in Ireland. Is just one way of putting it, but it would appear that the handicappers, it would appear that the Irish handicap is maybe lower than the English handicap, and it obviously is. But on what scale is it? We've gone £5 to £7. Is it more £10 to £12? And it might well be that £10 to £12.
It'll definitely be that next year. Someone wants your thoughts on Envoy Allen, Epitaph, Monkfish, Concertista, the Bosses Oscar, all the place in any race at the Cheltenham Festival at 20 to 1.
Oh, I love it. The only thing that will get that beat is if one of them doesn't run, I reckon. Because they haven't even got a win, they've just got a place. Epitaph, Envoy Allen, Monkfish, Concertista, the Bosses Oscar. Yeah, I'd be happy if I was sitting on that right now.
Right. Hold up now. Any more? I can't see any more. All right, here's one little one. Okay, lads, if you had one bet for the festival, what would it be? Can I suggest 1 to 3 more Irish trained winners than English? Probably not a bad bet. One bet right now for the festival, Tom. What is it?
What I've been saying, like at the minute, the prices are. It is about price, and some of the prices are gone on the ones I fancied, and they're shorter prices. And it's the one I put up last week, the Bosses Oscar, with Sky Bet at 12 to 1 any race. I was saying he is becoming probably one of my strongest, definitely one of my strongest handicap bets for the festival anyway. If not one of my strongest bets, full stop. So yeah, I'm going to stick with the Bosses Oscar.
Mine is actually a treble. It'll be Envoy Allen, Shishkin, and Epitaph. I think the three of them are absolute bankers. As of right now, they're bankers to me. I can't see.
Who was that? Sorry, I was reading the question. Epitaph, who else?
Epitaph, Envoy Allen, and Shishkin.
Goshen's not the second coming, no?
No, he needs to come back from death's door. Look, he was very disappointed. Look, I wanted him to be everything the next coming, but he was very, very disappointing the weekend. As you said, when we were looking back at it, the head carriage, you knew before he jumped the hurdle, there was something wasn't right. Jamie Moore couldn't control him. He was in behind horses. The head was going to the side. He was going forward. He was pulling him back. There was something amiss with him. I'm glad they found something, but until he actually, there's talk of him, he has to run again. January, I think Gary Moore was saying they were thinking about Christmas hurdle because apparently he came out today. He looks fine. He's walking around in the paddock grand, bucking and kicking. So hopefully he's not too bad and he can back soon. But until he shows it again, you can't be going on what he done last year now after that.
Someone put up a question there about Willie Mullins and Gordon Elliott, and is this the year that
this one
Big G, as we call him on the show? Well, I call him on the show.
That's what you
is
have
going
on
to be
as well.
is going to be Willie. He's look. Kind of the basis of this question is around at the sales, and there's a saying that like you've got to win in the sales ring to win on the track. He is certainly getting his hands on a lot of nice horses. I don't think anytime soon he's going to be streets ahead of Willie. And whenever Willie decides to stand aside, you've got Patrick waiting in the wings, who is one of the most intelligent people I've met in racing, I think. Extremely intelligent, really down to detail with stuff. Clearly picks that up off his dad, but I think he's going to be a hell of a trainer. So I don't think Gordon's going to be streets ahead at any time in the near future. I'm just looking; he's about 330 grand ahead at the minute.
And Willie Mullins hasn't really come into his proper form yet. So
no, Willie's got lots to run. So maybe not this year, but it's great. It's just great to have such a high quality of trainers in Ireland. You got Gordon, Willie, Henry. Like Henry's there. He's got 9. He's just under $1 million then, and the boys are on 1.48 and 1.81. Amazingly, you put this into this context. Runners wise, Gordon has had 705 runners so far this season. Henry de Bromhead has had 393. Gavin Cromwell has had 333. And then it's Willie, who's had 246. So he's had nearly only a third of the runners as Gordon, and he's only 330 grand behind him or whatever it is. Yeah. So
okay, I think it'll always be that Willie will have the more quality horses for the big races, where Gordon will obviously have his grade 1 horses, but he also has horses for midweek races, where Willie kind of wouldn't.
Yeah, at the minute, that's the way. I'm not saying it'll stay that way. Gordon seems to be going after the quality big time now. Like, he's spending huge money in the sales ring. He's got Nolan Valerie Moore and Chiefly Park, who are willing to spend a lot of money. So it's interesting. It's fantastic that these horses are running in Ireland. I know we've got a lot of UK listeners, but we're used to seeing, like, your Denmans, your Corto Stars, all of them race in the UK, and it's just fantastic to have these horses running here for us to watch. So
that it is. Actually, a good question here from Robbie. Thoughts on Apple's Jade sale price the other day? Was it over 500 grand?
530,000 euros.
In full to walk in the park. Is walk in the park?
Yeah, in full to walk in the park. So it sounds crazy. And Nolan Valerie Moran actually bought her, right? But if you break that down over five foals, so if you had 5 foals out of Apple's Jade, say, and the chances are she'd probably have more than that. But if you just said 5, that makes it, say, include your sales price, include your covering fee, then probably 120, 125 grand per foal.
They make their money back very quickly.
That's not that much. Like you'd expect to pay that. When you go to the sales now and you can see store horses making, like, it's very often you see 3-year-old store horses making over 100 grand. There could be 50 of those a year. So how much would you pay for an Apple's Jade one who you can put to the best national hunt stallions there are? It's probably not stupid. First off, I thought it was crazy high, and then I actually thought about it. It's probably not that. It's not that crazy.
Like, I don't know off the top of your head if you can remember how much, or even if Annie Perro went to the CS or the Rich Richie keeper.
She's kept. I think she's in the Irish national stud.
She'd be worth a small fortune.
Yeah, she would, and it has to be said. Like, Apple's Jade has an exceptional pedigree. But sometimes these race mares aren't the best brood mares.
That's true.
So no, it's a big gamble. But if you've got lots and lots and lots of money, it's a calculated gamble.
Yes, that it is. Right, we have one or two more, then we'll go. This is kind of on your territory. What's Joseph O'Brien's best chance of a winner at Cheltenham as of now, I suppose?
I have to say, it's probably it's going to be one of the handicaps, isn't it?
I think it's the one that won the other day.
Front view.
Yeah. I think he's going to come on a hell of a lot for that. I followed him in last year for the handicap hurdle, and I think he was placed in or he was down the field somewhere. I can't remember, but I really like him, and I think step up and trip Cheltenham Festival, nice little mark. Off we go.
Just trying to find. No, it's not those. He's got Joseph has a lovely horse for that Mike Gretsch guy who used to have all their horses with Nicky Henderson, but he split up that partnership.
What colours?
They're like, it's the horse that won the bumper for Patrick Mullins on Friday, was it?
Oh, the kind of pink and black colours.
Pink and black colours, yeah. I'll find this horse's name now because it's a random name.
Some of the lads the same in Tukas even as well. Or what?
Yeah.
All right, Lerichberg. What do you even make of his comeback run? Well, we didn't really see it, but question marks.
Yeah, I just don't know his trip. I think that's my biggest issue with him is I don't know his trip. I can't find that horse now at all, which is going to annoy me. But it's a random name, begins with like a K or something.
If you find it, we'd put it up on Twitter. Right. I think we will wrap it up now. Before I actually do, next week, after we review all the action from Ascot and the long walk hurdle and all that, we're going to have a little Christmas quiz for the crack. So,
are we? Yeah. I'm useless at quizzes as well.
Well, that's good for everyone else.
Yeah, it is good for everyone else.
It's going to be a horse racing and general knowledge quiz. So we'll review everything on Sunday at 8 o'clock, the usual. Go through a few questions, and then I'll have a list of questions done out. Dave will do it. Tom will be in it. I'll just name out the questions. And sure, look, I'll put up a prize. I will. And I'll just randomly pick because there's no way to keep track of it unless I just can't keep track of it. I'll randomly scroll down through all the comments you can put all your answers in after each question. And at the last question, I'll randomly just scroll up the comments and I'll just pick one, and God willing, if Punchestown Festival goes ahead, I will give you 2 tickets to the Punchestown Festival. Any day, your choice. So that'll be
sounds like a prize worth winning.
You're not getting it though if you win. You'll be coming anyway. We'll have a box by then, Tom.
Jesus, that's punchy.
Right. So yeah, we're going to wrap up now. So thanks for watching again. We are back on Wednesday with our preview of Ascot Long Walk Hurdle weekends, Friday and Saturday, and I'll have a.
Hang on, I'm going to be able to find this horse really fast now because I was looking in Irish Jumps 2019/20. What an idiot!
Well,
no wonder I can find a bloody thing.
Jesus Christ!
Here we go. I found it straight away. What a surprise! It won a bumper for Timmy Hyde and then got sold for a fortune. It only won by a short head on its hurdling debut. But you need to watch that run to understand. It didn't look like it was going to win at all. A big green baby. Whether they even go to Cheltenham this year, I'm not sure. Kescon Risk, it's called.
Yeah, Aaron got it there.
Kes. Someone got it for me, did they?
Yeah. KESKONRISK.
Yes, nice one, Aaron. That is the horse. Whether it's a Cheltenham winner this year, but that is a really, really nice horse. Keep an eye on that one.
The next Make Good.
I'm just going to say he's better than Make Good, but who knows how good Make Good is anymore. Head guard with that one.
Right, on that note, we will wrap it up. So again, we're back on Wednesday with our weekend preview of the Longboard Hurl at Oscar and our Cheltenham Festival anti-post video as well. So from myself and Tom, go on, Tom's going to say something.
No, I was just going to say, how nervous are you? I'm nervous for tomorrow. So
I'm not nervous. I'm excited. I can't wait to actually see her run properly.
Now, people can read me, right? Because I am very pessimistic and always look on the downside of things. So I'm nervous because if she runs terrible, I've got to ring up 20 plus people and be like, I'm so sorry, I don't know what's happened. We're going to have to give a bit of time. But at the same time, I'm not worried at all. So is she not? I don't think she's going to win. Put it that way. It's a very hot race, but I'm sure she'll put in a nice run. That there's something to build up.
Who would you fear ringing the most?
Oh, yeah, fucking you and Dave, definitely. I'm telling you, you and Dave, 100%. I just see the two of you being like, "What have you sold us?
What the fuck have you just got us? What's the of you? Can't even gallop. Fourth horse in training."
Yeah, exactly. And then watch what happens. But no, I have no worries about it. A nice little run. And yeah, we'll go from there. So
I'm pretty confident she's going to run a really good race.
Yeah, just a race that, you look at horses in those races. If you finish in the first 10, you've got the ability to win a race. Like, they're good. There's 20 bloody runners. They're not bad. They're not bad races at all. So
we're going to be in the top 5, Tom. Don't worry. By the top 5, I mean first.
Yeah. We'll have to record our reactions if she wins, because that would be very interesting.
I'm going to record it for the crack in case she wins.
Yeah.
But anyway,
let's
hope for the best. Right. Definitely this time, because I am starving. I haven't had that decent some match. So again, lads, thanks for watching. We're back again on Wednesday for the 20th time with our pre-review of Ascot and all that crack and Cheltenham Festival anti-post preview. So again, thanks for watching. Give us a like if you haven't already and subscribe, and keep commenting below with your best performance of the weekend. And we will see you again on Wednesday evening.